Hello, my name's Anthony Romanushko, and I'm a mentor at this year's hackMCST 5. Today, I'm going to be interviewing a plethora of teams to try to figure out who's going to win. I just got out of an interview with Hack Sugar, one of the many teams at this event, and they actually showed me their novel solution to security abroad. Let's get into the interview. Let's start with you guys. Who are you guys?
I'm Tejas.
I'm Frank.
I'm Mario.
And I'm Connor.
All right, that's great. Tejas, Frank, Mario, and Connor. So, what kind of project are you guys doing this year?
So this year we decided to do something focused on privacy and security. And we made a project that's based around encrypted messaging, but focusing on SMS. It's like what the most widely used messaging protocol.
Yeah, because I send a lot of messages and I don't want the government to see them. Will this help me?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
The thing is, there are a dime a dozen of encrypted chat apps, but they are dependent on independent protocols that can be blocked by governments.
Okay.
But ours uses existing SMS infrastructure, so no matter where you are, as long as there's cell phones, you can text people privately, and the government doesn't have to know anything of what you're doing.
So I know usually when you have an SMS connection, in order to actually send a text, you have to have a provider. Would you still need a provider to use this service?
Yes.
Yes.
And would the provider know that you're sending encrypted messages?
They'll just see a string of garbled numbers and letters and symbols. They don't know what you're saying.
They'll know you're sending an unencrypted message, but that doesn't mean they can read it.
Yeah.
Okay.
They would have to be able to.
So what are some of the, just run me through some of the features of this.
So we have, it's basically SMS messaging, meaning you can message through any carrier. And the way SMS currently works, it's a very old standard.
Yes.
So there are multiple people that can see your message. Your carrier, your provider, as well as the people making the SMS app.
How about the recipient? Can they see the message?
I
would hope so.
I really hope so.
If it's
Just making sure, because
Yes.
an encryption wouldn't be very useful if you send it to someone and they can't read it.
Yeah.
I'm just very concerned about that aspect.
Yes, they can see it.
Okay.
That would be concerning in a messaging
Yes.
client.
That's good. You guys have all your bases covered.
This is Bobby, the man of the hour.
This is my boy, Anthony Romanushko.
All right, let's go. So that's Bobby. He's a cool guy. And he even brought me a snack. Environmental issues are a very common theme at previous hackMCSTs, and this year's no exception. I just got out of an interview with Team Na, who talked to me about their factory simulation that they hope will curb pollution. Let's get to the interview. Let's just start. What are you guys working on?
A factory simulator.
A factory simulator. So what kind of problem are you aiming to solve with this factory simulator?
So basically you own a factory and you want to make sure that you still earn money without polluting the environment too much.
Okay, so is there a certain message you're trying to send with this?
Don't pollute the environment. It's bad.
You can still run a business without polluting
Without
things and making your workers
hurting other people
upset.
and creating a global issue.
That's
So
a very
you can still
noble
make
goal.
money and everything.
All right, so who do you think would be the demographic for your project?
Companies and specifically like not children, but like people who would understand that pollution is a global issue and who would want to make change in the future.
People looking to start businesses.
Ah, entrepreneurs.
So we plan on having different events each month because it's over a 12-month span.
Yes.
And each month is going to have different options to choose from, as well as you're able to expand your company by making more factories, or you're able to choose to have less factories and promoting the environment less. Even though you make less money, you're still polluting the environment as much. Our goal is to make sure that they find the balance between not polluting the environment and also making enough money.
And the way we enforce that is that if you pollute the environment too much, then your factory gets shut down. So you're trying to make money while also not
The
getting
inspectors shut you down.
Correct.
They say that you can't pipe sewage into the water line.
Yes.
We didn't say anything.
Oh, hey, what's up? You guys having a good time at hackMCST 5?
Oh yeah.
That's good. Let's move on. Today, over 1 million people in the United States are classified as functionally deaf, meaning that they can't hear any sound at all. This is quite the problem because in order to communicate, people typically speak. Luckily, there's a solution in ASL Sign Language, but not everyone knows that language. The next group, Bronary Code, have come up with a cool new way to keep everyone in touch. Let's check it out.
All right, I'm Drew Vigaraman. I'm a freshman.
William Albert, I'm a senior.
I'm Max Ludico. I'm a senior.
All right, so what is your project this year?
So our project, we're taking ASL symbols for each individual letter, and we are having the computer recognize and then relay those symbols. That way people who use ASL can communicate better with those who don't.
Okay, so you think this will solve the problem of communication with people who use ASL?
Yeah, that's what we're hoping to work towards.
All right, can you tell me about some of the features of this program? Like what kind of technologies you're planning on using?
So we're essentially using a program called Teachable Machine from Google, which essentially will take some training data. So we'll essentially classify some images and say, this symbol means A.
Yes.
And we'll feed that into the program. And the program will essentially look for certain patterns between symbols and associate those patterns with their class name.
All
So that comes out as some JavaScript.
Okay, I know a big issue in machine learning as a whole is overtraining. Do you guys have any plans to combat that?
Well, there's a certain point between undertraining and overtraining.
Middle training.
Well, you want to hit the middle ground.
Yes.
You need the Goldilocks situation.
Mm-hmm.
But in the grand scheme of things, it's really hard to overtrain something because you have to be feeding it the wrong image for a long time for it to mess itself up.
Yes.
If you're feeding it correct images that are similar and they'll be able to recognize the pattern between all of them, then I don't think there's a way you can overtrain it.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of, to overtrain something, it's more of user error.
Zach, I'm a CCM Titan now. Over down the hill. Kind of impressive, really.
Can a miscommunication turn into a winning project? The coding cows think so. Let's look at the game that they developed.
We're working on a video game called Cow Race.
All right, what's the purpose of this video game?
Just to entertain and just to have fun with it.
Okay, what kind of features are in Cow Race, the video game?
It's a scroller game, and we have all sorts of obstacles, and we think the goal was to create an MVP, minimum viable product, very early on, and then to start adding things as we go along to make the game complex.
That's an interesting take to software development. I kind of like it. Fast and loose. So, do you aim to solve any problems with your game?
The problem of boredom, maybe.
Not particularly.
Plagues us all.
Yeah. Yep.
Would you like to say any comments about your game, that kind of thing?
So, the original idea came from when we were discussing potential game
ideas.
Ideas.
There you go. So, Siva said we should make a car game, but I thought he said cow game. So instead, we made a game about racing cows.
And that's an origin story if I've ever heard one. All right, currently we see that there's actually two teams here. I'm here with my co-commentator, Fed.
Hi.
He's
Say
it again.
I'm Federico. Nice to meet you.
All right, so we have our first two teams here. And go! So it looks like each team is using a slightly different strategy. The team to the left are collaborating on making a single tower in a seemingly pyramid format. A very bold move, but does increase stability. The team on the right, however, is delegating to two different pyramids, with one person constructing the base. Now, if done correctly, this can also be very quick. However, this could also lead to some overcompensation issues where the base is too large, but the rest of the pyramid does not add up. I'm very curious to see how it turns out. It looks like the pyramid is actually reaching the bottleneck of the pyramid design, which is that it's very hard to actually... Oh, a collapse on the left. Will they recover? On the right, they're going strong. It looks like that the prediction for the base length was actually perfect. It seems like they will be going up in the correct amount of time. The pyramid team is actually switching it up to a single triangle structure. And that's time. Hands off. Now it's time to see who the winner of the first round of the single elimination bracket is. All right, Very exciting round, Fed. What do you think?
I think that the pyramid was quite primitive design, quite frankly, and I think that you will be seeing a lot of the winning design in the coming battles. Yeah.
So it turns out, due to scheduling issues,
They've been forced to relocate, but it is not a problem at all. We're at hackMCST 5, the happiest place on Earth, and the show will go on. This is the cafeteria, where I'm going to throw this away. Let's take a look. Let's see what's going on around the cafeteria. Yeah, group's working. Now two. Okay, yeah. So now we're going to take a look at Team RSA, who are developing a website to try to make the world a little bit closer. All right, so I'm here with a representative from Team RSA. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Abdulrahman Abdullah. You may call me Abdu. My team is called RSA, and it's actually our first time here in
Really?
Hackathon MST. Yeah.
That's wonderful. So, Abdu?
Yeah.
Okay, so what exactly is your project this year?
So for this year, since what we were learning was HTML language, we are thinking of making a website to raise awareness about different world crises, right?
All right.
So we chose 4 specific countries in the Asian countries: Yemen, Syria, Afghanistan, and Indonesia.
Yes.
And we would list off like what problems they would have and what some donation sites people can go to help solve these issues. In what way?
Are there any problems in particular that you're focusing on?
So one of the problems in Yemen is the humanitarian crisis. Is that because of how much it was hit by the war and civil war between Syria and Yemen, so on and so forth. Right now we are just focusing on the webpage for Yemen.
Yes.
We're still setting up all the stuff like the donation links and as well and so forth, and trying to make our research as accurate as we could make it, just so we can make everyone knowledgeable about what this is happening.
Go around. Look at all the people. Wow.
I still love her.
Camera crews these days. Everyone lives in a home, but the makers at Pinpoint Studios believe that we all live in a universe. Let's take a look at their take at looking at the bigger picture. Right now I'm here with a representative from Pinpoint Studios, and we're going to talk a little bit about their project today. So just introduce yourself first.
My name is Alexei Korolev, and I go to this school. I'm a freshman, and I go to the CompSci Academy.
All right, cool. So what is your project, Alexei?
Our project is creating a new universe from scratch, essentially mathematically deriving the number of stars, the mass, and all the interesting aspects of it. And this will shed light to the different corners of the universe that most people don't know about. Most people are focused in work and every day, but through this they can see where they actually live.
Huh. So what would you say the grand purpose of your project is in the end?
Bring awareness to where people live, because we're so focused into everyday lives that we don't recognize the beauty of the outdoors.
Look at things from a little bit of a bigger picture.
Yeah, kind of.
All right.
God's view, if you would say.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to say about your project? Something you're particularly proud of or excited about in this project?
jQuery animations are very annoying, and but they do look smooth.
All
So
right.
we have a lot of math, a lot of animating, and a lot of HTML and CSS folders.
So, I'm assuming you're using JavaScript, HTML,
JavaScript,
CSS?
HTML, CSS, and well, that's part of JavaScript jQuery.
Why? It's film. It's cinematography. It's art. It's B-roll.
I don't understand.
Over 25% of U.S. college students fail out of Calculus 1. But Student Chat thinks that we could fix that issue. Let's see what they have to say. What exactly is your project?
Well, it's a chat for students to interact with one another if they need help on something like a homework assignment or something that they're not great at.
You can also talk to like the teacher.
All right, so the problem you're trying to solve here is that you want to help students who are having trouble with certain assignments or subject areas.
Yeah, and it's like faster than email too, so you can like quickly
Okay.
get the teacher or someone.
All right, like a kind of instant messaging.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey Abdul, I have a couple of words for you.
Yeah, what's up?
So you just said that the team registration is up.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Team registration form is basically the form that we send out in order to know like how many teams that we have and assign each team like a ID, so we know like whose team is who.
Today's society has all kinds of tools for SAT preparation, tutoring, books, and even practice tests. But what we don't have yet is an accurate assessment of what your score may be when you take the SAT. Seethe coders have gone and tackled this issue, and let's go talk to them about it. What is your project for this year?
It is a SAT score prediction software.
So what problems do you aim to solve with your project?
We want to give students an accurate SAT score prediction based on how much they prepared for it.
Okay, do you think this project would reduce the stress of students? Kind of knowing a little bit more?
It really depends on, like how much they prepared. Because it's obvious that, you prepare more will give you a better score prediction.
Okay.
But, if you don't really do well, they'll probably be more stressed.
So it's kind of like an academic preparation tool to be used in conjunction with some kind of tutoring or studying.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Team on the left has been already capping, so this looks like their final height. Maybe the team on the right, by using their larger base, can attempt to create some kind of... Well, all right, I'm gonna be... Okay, this is tense. Oh, no! At the last second, the right team has lost based off of an unfortunate building catastrophe.
Today I interviewed a bunch of teams at this year's hackMCST to try to make an informed prediction about who I thought was gonna win. After talking to all these teams, it's clear that all of them had great ideas and they were very passionate. However, all the teams cannot win, and I will have to submit my prediction. But before I give you the prediction, let's talk about one question that wasn't shown yet. All right, I'll leave you guys with one final question. Will you win?
No.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yes.
Hope so.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hopefully, yes, considering I poured in a lot of time into this thing.
Hopefully.
Sure, why not?
Yes.
Yes, I like it.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Frick no.
No.
Frick no.
I believe so. Yes.
Great.
That's my answer to that. I don't know, because I mean I see a lot of good ideas out there as well. So I don't know. Our project is we're putting a lot of effort into it. We've been planning for a long time, but our project may not be the best. It's all up to the judges. But I feel like we do have a chance. We do have a chance.
You heard it from Alexi. They are going to win hackMCST 5. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyways, you saw what the teams thought about themselves. Now let's see what I think. Personally, I believe two teams in particular really stood above the crowd. These teams were Pinpoint Studios and Team Hack Sugar. I thought that the Pinpoint Studios idea of making a universe simulation in order to see our own position of the Earth is something that's very philosophically profound and something that can really make us think and maybe improve your life a little bit. Now for Hack Sugar, I thought it was on the other end of the spectrum. It was very useful as a practicality. We live in a growing and changing world where being secure isn't a given anymore. So having privacy is certainly something that's very important and something that everyone should have. Those are my predictions. So let's see if I'm right.
I also wanted to take a quick moment to thank all of the organizers you see in the gray hoodies over there. They, including myself, they were awesome. They helped, organize this whole event. So, let's just get a round of applause for them.
Hello everyone, so if you don't know me, my name's Sana, I'm head of logistics. So I just want to say a couple things. First of all, thank you all for coming to the event. You guys really made it a great event. And for what else I'm about to say, I know that it goes not only for myself, but also for Abdul and Peter and Bhavya. And so hackMCST has really been an important part of my high school experience, and it's something I think that has really helped me become the person I am today. And so I just wanted to thank all of you, and I'm very sad to be leaving, but I hope to see you all next year, hopefully as a mentor. Thank you for coming, and have a good night.
All right, so while we're waiting, everyone make some noise if you had a good event. Thank you. That was good. A little bit awkward at first, but recovered, so thank you.
So I just got back from the judging, and I'm very happy to say that one of my predictions was correct. Hack Sugar did win hackMCST 5. I was very excited.
All right, and last but certainly not the least, let's get a drum roll. Let's get a round of applause, as my man Bogdan would say. All right, the winner is Hack Sugar. Yes!
There's footage. Anyways, before we wrap up, let's have a quick message from our judges.
Overall thoughts, I was just incredibly impressed. Just coming from a background with some of the things the students are actually working on, I was thoroughly impressed that some of the projects that were really similar to what I'm currently working in industry for after a college degree. And these are high school students and possibly middle school students. So I was just incredibly impressed with just the weight of the things they were using.
Yeah, I think the diversity of the project's kind of across the board too. There's a huge variety of kind of subject matter people were tackling, ways they were choosing to tackle it, infrastructure behind how they were tackling these things. And it was really cool to see at levels that range from people that were still in middle school to people that are about to graduate their high school careers. Just everything they were able to kind of manifest in a shorter period of time for a hackathon like this tool, I think was really cool. Whether the time constraint worked with or against people, I don't know, but it definitely showed some really cool results.
Having been in IT for quite a few years, I'm surprised every time I interact with younger people in technology and computers at their level of knowledge. So when they enter the workforce, it's going to be a big boost for the field. And each year, it seems like the quality of the student and the skill that they have drops to even younger ages, and it's just going to be the field will continue to advance at an even greater rate with the quality coming in, and then the ideas they have to advance the field.
Yeah, the pace and the capacity for learning that people are kind of finding at younger ages is really proving to be formidable. And events like this, I think, really showcase that potential.
Well said. So, my name's Anthony Romanushko, and that was Anthony Romanushko at hackMCST 5, or hackMCST 5 with Anthony Romanushko, or some other title with Anthony Romanushko. Good night.